and Maharashtra Bhushan Rajarshi Chhatrapati Sahu Maharaj State Level Award for Excellence in Education from Milan Sanstha Nasik, and Mahatma Jyotiba Phule Social and Educational Lighthouse State Level Award in India. And today, sir is going to deal with speaking clearly and concisely. I over to Patil, sir, to continue this session and to train our participants. And thank you, sir, for giving this opportunity to introduce you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So, a very good morning to you, friends. And at the very outset, I'd like to make an appeal. And this appeal is meant for all the participants. This appeal is meant for all the students and scholars who are participating this particular academic and professional event. So I take it for granted that everybody who is attending this particular webinar, everyone who is participating or taking part in this particular academic and professional event is going to raise issues and ask questions and take part in discussions and so on and so forth. So please say something. Don't worry about mistakes. Don't worry about mistakes of word choice. Don't worry about mistakes of grammar. Don't worry about mistakes of pronunciation. Just start speaking, because unless you start speaking, unless you open your mouths, unless you try to say things in English or in whatever language you want to communicate, you cannot become a good speaker. Now, let me ask you a simple question to begin with at the very outset. Would you like to be a good speaker of the English language? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So all of us, now I am the speaker today. This morning I am the speaker, and you are all listening to me. And I want to communicate a few things to you. You want to understand what I'm trying to say to you. Now, please remember this situation. I am the speaker, you are the listeners. I am the speaker or presenter, you are the hearers, and I need to be clear. I need to be clear in my grammar, in my vocabulary, in my pronunciation, in my ideas, and I need to say things very concisely and precisely. And there are so many things that we will be discussing today, or I'll be talking about this morning. Now, as you rightly said, as you rightly answered my question, all of you, everybody who is attending this webinar would like to speak English confidently, fluently, appropriately, and accurately. Please remember, this particular sequence, this particular order is very important. What is the first priority? I mentioned 4 priorities. What are these 4 priorities? Can you tell me? All of us want to speak English confidently, with confidence. That's number 1. Secondly, all of us want to be fluent in English. We want to be very comfortable with English. Thirdly, we want to speak English appropriately, properly. And finally, we want to speak English accurately. Please remember, accuracy is the last priority, the last objective. But what happens in English language learning, English language teaching classes is something different. The teacher wants you to speak correctly in terms of word choice, in terms of grammar, in terms of accent, and so on and so forth. So teachers want to be accurate. Learners want to be accurate. Teachers want learners to be accurate, to be correct. I understand that correctness is important. I understand that accuracy is significant. But there are other things which are more important than accuracy, than correctness. For example, we need to be confident. I want to speak English. I will try my best. I will improve my vocabulary, enrich my vocabulary. I will strengthen my grammar, and I will try to improve my accent, my spoken English, my pronunciation. So I must determine, as a speaker, as a learner, I must determine what I want to do. I must resolve. I must make a resolution, right? Okay. So I want to achieve something. What is it that I want to achieve? I want to achieve clarity, concision, precision, appropriateness, and fluency and accuracy. So let us start with this assumption. I assume that everyone who is participating in or attending this particular webinar wants to do some things. Like number one, all of us want to be confident speakers of the English language. Many of us are nervous. Many of us are shy. Many of us are diffident. Why are we shy? Why are we diffident? Why are we nervous? We are usually shy and diffident and nervous because we think that the moment we start speaking in English, we will commit errors, we will make mistakes. Now, we are scared of making mistakes. Now, if you are scared of making mistakes, then you cannot start talking. And because you cannot start talking, your English or your whatever language you want to learn cannot or will not improve. So, number one, I want to be a confident speaker of the English language. Number two, I want to be a fluent, comfortable speaker of the English language. Number three, I want to use English properly, appropriately. And number four, I want to use correct vocabulary, correct grammar, correct pronunciation, and so on and so forth. Right. Now, why do we use language? Today we are going to focus on language, and we'll not be talking about body language because that's a different topic. Though language and body language are interlinked, interconnected, today our focus is going to be on language. And when I say we are going to focus on language, what I mean is we are going to focus on vocabulary, on grammar, on pronunciation, on confidence building, on fluency, on appropriateness, on accuracy or correctness. This is what I mean. Right. Now, why do we use language? We use language because we are communicating animals. We are not only social animals. Of course, all of us are social beings. We were born in the society. We grew up and we are still growing up in the society. And we received our education in the society because schools and colleges and universities and institutes are parts of the society. Like, for example, Mahatma Phule Krishi Vidyapit, Mahatma Phule Agricultural College or University is not an island, right? You are a part of the Indian society, the Marathi society. So man here means man and woman, human beings. We were born in a society or a community. We grew up in that community. We are still growing up in that society. And we were educated and we are still being educated in that society. And we live in the society. So we have to establish relationships with our family members, with our neighbors, with our colleagues, with our roommates and classmates, and so on and so forth. So we are social animals, social beings. And because we are social animals, because we are social beings, we use language. Why do we use language? We want to establish relationship with family members. We want to establish relationships with our neighbors. with our office mates and schoolmates and college mates and university mates and roommates and classmates, with our colleagues and bosses and subordinates, with our teachers and students, principals and vice chancellors. So we want to establish relationships with people around us, right? And that's why we use language. We want not only to establish relationships with people around us, we want to strengthen, we want to consolidate our relationships with people around us. And that is exactly why we need language. Like, for example, when we meet in the morning, when we meet our classmates or teachers or some other people, when we meet these people in the morning, what is the first thing that we do? What is the first thing that we do? Can you tell me? Can someone tell me? When we meet our classmates and teachers and roommates
Good
on the
morning,
way
sir.
to the university, what is the first thing that we do?
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, so we say good morning in English. We say Sat Sri Akal in Punjabi. We say Jai Jinendra. It depends, you know. You can use either this or that or that or that particular expression to greet people, you know. Usually Sikh people, you know, usually Sikh community uses the greeting expression Sat Sri Akal. Muslims usually say to each other, what do they say? For example, Salam Walaikum, Walaikum Salam, right? Jains usually greet each other with the expression Jai Jinendra. But in English, greetings don't depend on your caste, your religion, your social position and all that. So everyone says good morning, whether you are a boss or a subordinate, whether you are a Hindu or a Sikh or a Jew or a Christian or a Buddhist, you say good morning in English, in England, especially in English. So we use language. We use language for a variety of purposes. And one of those purposes is to establish and strengthen relationships with people around us. And who are the people around us? People around us are our family members and neighbors and classmates and schoolmates and our friends, relatives, acquaintances, people who are familiar, people who we are familiar with, and so on and so forth. So greeting, we use language to greet each other, right? So when I say good morning, you say good morning. When I say how do you do, you say how do we do, right? How do you do? The response is, how do you do? Good morning. The response is, good morning, right? So we greet each other. Suppose I meet you in the morning on the campus of Mahatma Phule Agricultural University in Rahuri, and you don't greet me. You don't say, good morning, Professor Patil, or Namaskar, Professor Patil. You just look at me and you pass by, right? You go away. What will I feel? How will I feel? Will I be happy? And if I don't greet you when I see you, if I don't greet you, will you be happy? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, you won't be happy. Because when I see you in the morning and when you see me in the morning, and when we meet on the way to the class or on the way to somewhere, to the bus stop or bus station or train station, wherever we're going. So when we meet each other in the morning or in the afternoon or in the evening, we greet each other, and we can say good morning in the morning, good afternoon in the afternoon, and good evening in the evening, and so on and so forth. Right. So we use language because we want to greet people, and we greet people because we want to make them happy. We want to make ourselves happy, and we want to continue our relationship. We want to strengthen and consolidate our ties, our relationships. So that's number one. We use language to greet people, to meet people, to greet people, and to establish and strengthen our relationships. We also use language to pass on information, right? Like somebody wants to know where the bus stop is, somebody wants to know where Bank of Baroda is or State Bank of India is. So that particular person asks questions about the location of a bank, of a post office, of a train station, of an airport. That person doesn't know where the airport is, where the station is, where the bus stop is, where the post office is, and so on and so forth. So that person asks us question, and we give answer. We give answers to those questions. And when we say the post office is 5 kilometers from here in the eastern part of the city, right? The Mahatma Phule Krishi Vidyapith or Agricultural University is half a kilometer from where we are standing now, right? And you specify the name of the area, you specify the name of the location, and the person gets information. So we use language because we want to get information, we want to pass on information, we want to provide information, right? That's number two. Number one, we want to greet people, so we use language. And we use language and greet people because we want to establish relationships, we want to continue relationships, we want to strengthen the relationships, we want to consolidate our relationships, we want to be happy in the society. We cannot live away from the society for a long time, and therefore we need to make each other happy, right? Secondly, we use language because we want to get information and supply information. Thirdly, we use language because we want to express our feelings, right? For example, you pay compliments. You see a very pleasant person, a beautiful girl or a handsome boy, and you say, "Oh, you look so good. You're so pretty." And the girl is wearing a beautiful sari, and you say, "Oh, your sari is so beautiful." So you say good things of people, you say good things about people because you want to make them happy. You want to express your feelings. You like somebody, you want to express your why you like that person. So we use language because we want to express our likes and dislikes, right? We want to express our opinions. You don't like something, for example, you don't like a particular aspect of the city you are living in. The city could be Mumbai or Pune or Chennai, and you don't like something about the city. For example, oh, I'm so sorry. The city is terribly crowded. The city is terribly polluted. The city atmosphere is contaminated. The water is dirty. The air is dirty. The streets are crowded. So what you are doing when you are saying such things is that you are expressing your feelings, your likes and dislikes, your opinions, your views, your understandings, your perceptions, and so on and so forth. So we use language because we want to greet people. We use language because we want to get and give information. We use language because we want to express our likes and dislikes, our opinions, our appreciation. We want to compliment somebody on the shirt he is wearing, on the sari that she's wearing, and so on and so forth, right? And we also use language to direct people. We want people to do certain things. For example, in a classroom, the teacher says, "Don't make noise," or "Sit down," or "Pay attention to what I'm saying." So what is the teacher doing? What does the teacher do when he or she says such things? Sit down, stand up, don't make noise. The teacher directs the learners to do certain things or not to do certain things. Don't make noise. The teacher wants the boys and the girls in the classroom not to do something, not to make noise. Or sit down. The teacher wants the learners to sit down. So we use language because we want people to do some certain things or not to do certain things. So these are the four important functions. We want to greet people and make them happy and establish relationships with them and consolidate our relationships. We use language because we want to get or elicit information from other people, and we want to provide information, supply information. We want to express our likes and dislikes and opinions and views. We use language. We want people to do something or not to do something, so we use language, right? Then when we are conversing, when we are talking to each other, we need to follow certain rules, certain norms. And these are not legal or illegal norms. I mean, if somebody breaks a rule of conversation, you cannot take that person to a court of law, right? Or you cannot imprison that person because it's not a crime. It's not a crime like murdering someone or let's say raping someone, right? Or hurting someone physically or abusing someone. These are crimes, different types of crimes. But if you don't greet someone, can you take that person? Can that person take you to a court of law if you don't greet that person? Yes or no? Yes? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please. You know, yesterday I was told by one of the speakers that the students who participate in this particular event don't say anything. They don't express their views and opinions. They don't ask questions. They don't answer questions. If you want to develop your spoken English, if you want to fine tune and hone or refine your spoken English, you need to speak. Speaking is very similar to swimming or cycling. Suppose you want to be a champion swimmer. Suppose you want to participate in the next Olympics as a swimmer, and you go to your swimming coach. You have a coach. You have a swimming coach, and you and your coach go to a swimming pool in Rahuri. You have a beautiful, clean swimming pool, I suppose, in Rahuri. So you and your coach go to the swimming pool in Rahuri, and you carry 10 books on swimming, right? You have 10 different books on swimming, like butterfly swimming and this swimming and that swimming and floating on the water. So you and your coach go to the swimming pool and you sit in armchairs by the side of the swimming pool, and your coach reads page after page of the books on swimming. And you spend 1 year or 2 years sitting by the side of the swimming pool and reading those books on swimming or listening to the readings of the teacher or coach. Will you become a swimmer after a year or two? Yes or no? Will you become a swimmer?
No, sir.
You won't
No.
become a swimmer because
Yes, sir.
if you want to become a swimmer, you need to jump into the water. You need to move your hands and legs and jump into the water, right? In the beginning, you will be scared, but gradually you will become confident. And after 1 year, after daily practice of 2 hours a day, after a year or two, you will become a champion swimmer, and then probably you will qualify to participate or to take part in the next Olympics, all right, Olympic Games. But if you don't jump into the water, if you just read the books on swimming, then you can't become a good swimmer. Similar, cycling is very similar. You go to market, you buy an expensive bicycle, but you don't try to ride it, then you can't become a cyclist. You can't, develop the cycling skills. So for that to happen, you need to ride on the seat of the bicycle and sometimes fall down and get injured and stand up again and try again and try again and try again. And after a week or two, you will be able to maintain your balance. and you will be able to pedal your cycle, your bicycle. And after 1 year, you will zoom through crowds and crowds of people, and you will be very comfortable. You will be a very good champion cyclist. So speaking is similar to swimming, is similar to cycling. If you don't ride the bicycle, and if you don't fall down and stand up again and fall down again, you will not become a good cyclist. If you don't jump into the water and try to swim, you will not become a swimmer. Now you are now listening to me, but if you don't speak, your speaking skills will not improve. So you must take part in discussions, in talks, in conversations. Don't worry, as I said some time ago, don't worry about mistakes, right? Please remember the Ganga, the Ganges, the Ganga River. The Ganga is a small stream of water in the Himalayas, right? But then after miles, hundreds and thousands of miles, when the river meets the Bay of Bengal near Kolkata, is it a small stream of water or a big, vast expanse of water? Is it a small stream or a big river near Kolkata? Yes?
Big river.
Yes, sir.
It's a big river when it meets the Bay of Bengal near Kolkata. So beginnings are always small. The beginning of the river, the origin of the river is very small. But the end of the river near Bay of Bengal, near Kolkata, is big, very big. Similarly, today, you are not very confident. You don't know, you are not very fluent. You don't use, or you can't use English appropriately, and you make lots of mistakes today. But if you practice speaking every day, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, if you try to listen to BBC or Animal Planet or some other good channel, right? You will be a good listener. And if you try to speak like those BBC speakers or CNN speakers or Animal Planet narrators, if you listen to them and try to copy them when you speak, you will become gradually, steadily, over a year, you will become a good speaker, a clear speaker, a confident speaker, a fluent speaker, a speaker who knows how to use English appropriately and correctly and accurately, right? So we were talking, we just started talking about certain norms. Number one, when we converse with people around us, when we talk with people around us, we need to observe, we need to follow certain norms. And as I said, these norms are not laws. You cannot violate a law. You cannot break a law. If you do that, people will take you to a court of law and you will be imprisoned. But these norms, conversation norms, are not laws. People cannot take you to a court of law. People cannot put you into a prison if you break these norms. But they are useful. They are useful. For example, you are talking to somebody, you are in conversation with somebody, and sometimes what happens is you go on talking in Marathi or Ahirani or Hindi or whichever language, right? Whatever language. You go on talking non-stop, and the other person doesn't get an opportunity, doesn't get a chance to speak. You dominate the conversation. You go on talking and talking and talking and talking, and you don't want to listen to other people. Then the other people will say, oh my goodness, what is this man doing? Or what is this woman doing? He or she is talking and talking and talking and not listening to other people. So is it a good idea to go on talking and not to listen to other people? Do you think this is a good idea?
To listen to people and talk with them.
Yeah. So because there are other people. Sometimes there are 3 people, 4 people sitting together, talking together. And if you alone go on talking for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, and if you don't allow other people to say things or talk, if you don't listen to them, they will say, my goodness, next time I don't want to be with this person because he is a big talker. She is a big talker, right? So we need to give only that much information which you want from me. For example, if I say, for example, if I say, how are you? Good morning, how are you? What will you say?
I'm so fine,
I'm
sir.
fine. And also you.
And how about you? How are you? Good morning, how are you? I'm fine. Good morning, how are you? Good morning. How are you? I'm fine. How about you? But if you say, my greeting is, good morning, how are you? And you say, oh, Professor Patil, today I am very sick, I am very tired. I don't want to participate. I don't want to take part in this webinar. But my teacher forced me to come here. My teacher forced me to listen to Professor Patil. I don't want to listen to Professor Patil. I'm not feeling well. I'm sick. I'm tired. So will your response be appropriate? Will this response be okay?
No, sir.
What did I say to you? Good morning, how are you? So I want you to say, good morning, I'm fine. How about you, Professor Patil? This is what I want from you. But what you do is you submit a medical report. Do I want a medical report from you?
No, sir.
No, I don't want a medical report from you. But sometimes people say things like that. They present, they give a medical report. No, we don't want a medical report. Right? Sometimes, yes. Suppose you are not well, and I know you are not well, or I know yesterday you were not well, and I see you this morning. So I say, Mr. So-and-so or Miss So-and-so, how are you? In that case, you can say, oh, yesterday I was not feeling well, but today I'm quite okay, sir. Thank you so much. But you cannot present a medical report, right? Like, I went to the doctor, I saw a doctor and he gave me crocin or paracetamol and this and that, and I'm still coughing and I have fever and I have body ache and I'm tired and I'm sick. Then you don't know how to converse with people. So don't give unnecessary information. Suppose you ask me my name. Excuse me, what's your name? What do you want me to say? What do you expect from me? I say Patil or Mr. Patil or ZN Patil. Your question is, excuse me, what's your name? May I know your name, please? And I say, I'm ZN Patil, or my name is ZN Patil, or just say ZN Patil, right? So you want my name, you want to know my name, and I give you my name. That's it. If you say, excuse me, sir, may I know your name? And I say, oh, I'm ZN Patil. I'm a teacher of English. I'm a professor of English. And I have so many books at home. I have literature books. I have language books. I have linguistics books. Then will you be happy? What was your question about?
The name.
You wanted to know my name, but did I give you only my name, or did I give you unnecessary information?
Yes,
What did I do?
you gave the whole information which was not actually needed.
Yes, I gave you information which was not required, which you didn't ask for. So, usually when we take part in a conversation, we listen to other people. We say some things and we allow other people to say certain things and we listen to them. And if somebody asks questions, we try to answer those questions properly. right? And we avoid giving unnecessary, extra, redundant information. Okay, that's norm number one when we talk to people. And I'm talking about, because the topic is speaking concisely and clearly and precisely. So we need to speak precisely, concisely, right? Our contribution should not be more, our contribution should not be less, right? So that's norm number one. And we should not say things for which we do not have proof. In the society, there are lots and lots of people who say things for which they don't have evidence. They don't have evidence, right? For example, we talk about China, we talk about Russia, we talk about Ukraine, we talk about Zelensky, who is the president of Ukraine, we talk about Vladimir Putin, who is the president of Russia, we talk about Mr. Modi, we talk about Mr. Rahul Gandhi, but we say things, many times we say things for which we do not have any proof. We do not have any evidence. Do you think that's a good idea? Talking about things without any evidence, without any proof?
No, sir.
No,
No,
sir.
no, we need to say things for which we have evidence, some kind of evidence, some kind of proof. Otherwise, we should not talk about those things, right? But many times people say things which they do not have proof for or proof of. That's norm number two. Norm number three is we need to say things which are relevant. Relevant. If you're talking about, let's say, if you're talking about the war, which is right now, which is happening right now, unfortunately, and lots of innocent people are being killed, right? It's not Mr. Putin who is being killed or who was killed or who will be killed. We don't know, right? Maybe he will be safe in his palace or in his office. Zelensky will also be safe. Then who are being killed? Innocent people, boys and girls and children and old people and patients and women. They are very, very innocent people, and they are usually being killed in a war, right? So we don't know everything about all these things, but we talk, right? And we talk without proof, without evidence. And we say things which are not relevant. For example, we are talking about war. Let's talk about war. We cannot talk about pollution and war when we are talking about war, right? Because there is no direct connection between pollution and war. You can always connect pollution with war. For example, bombs are being dropped, grenades or hand bombs are being dropped, weapons of mass destruction are being used, and these weapons and these bombs cause a lot of air pollution or water pollution. You can always talk about that, but the focus is on war. So let's talk about Zelensky, let's talk about Putin, let's talk about Mr. Modi, let's talk about Joe Biden, let's talk about what they are doing and what they are not doing, what they should be doing, and let's talk about those poor people, innocent people. Let's talk only about war because our focus is war. Let's not say things which are irrelevant, right? And let's speak clearly. Let's not be ambiguous, right? Let's not be ambiguous. For example, if I ask you, how are you traveling to your village? How are you traveling to your village? You say to me, oh, I'm traveling by bus number 11. I say, bus number 11? Now, what you want to say is, I'm walking because your two legs are like 11, right? 1 and 1. This is 11, right? So what you want to say is, you are walking to your village. You are not going by car or by bus or by train. You are walking to your village. It's just a a couple of kilometers. So you want to say you are walking to your village, but you don't say it clearly. If you say I'm walking to my village, then your speech is clear. But if you say I'm traveling by bus number 11, that is walking, then you are not clear. So clarity, unambiguousness is very, very important. Right. Now, we are right now we are talking about precision, conciseness, and clarity, and all that. Right. Now let's first talk about varieties of English. Now, if you want to improve your English, you need to do certain things. For example, you need to work on your accent, your pronunciation. Once I went to a school as an inspector, as an English inspector of the English language. So we went to a school in Jalgaon district, and the teacher was teaching English, and the district education officer and I were sitting at the back of the class, and we were observing how the teacher was teaching English. And the teacher was reciting, the teacher was reading the nursery rhyme, Jack and Jill. We were sitting at the back of the class. The education officer was with me. I was there. We were sitting at the back of the class. We were listening to the teacher. The teacher was teaching English, and he recited, or he read the nursery rhyme like this: Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Now the class was over. The students went out. It was break time. And the district education officer and I called the teacher. And I said to him, why did you read the nursery rhyme Jack and Jill like this? Because words are important, but all words are important, but not all words are equally important. For example, nouns like boy, teacher, student, college, subject, English, right? Car, train, all these are nouns. Nouns. In Marathi, we call them nama. Nama, right? A noun is the name of a place, object, etc., etc. So nouns are important. Teacher, man, woman, student, class, classroom, blackboard, all these are nouns and they are important. Verbs, understand, stand, swim, chat, talk, speak, all these are verbs. Verbs, kriyapada. They are important. Nouns are important, verbs are important. Tall, short, fat, thin, clever, beautiful, pretty, handsome, rich, poor. These are adjectives, visheshana. These are adjectives, they're important. Similarly, quickly, suddenly, immediately, carefully, etc. These are adverbs, kriya visheshana. Kriya visheshana, naam, kriyapad, visheshan, kriya visheshan. Nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. These words are more important than articles. A and the, these are articles. They are important, but they are not as important as nouns are, verbs are, adjectives are, adverbs are, right? So articles are less important. They are important, but they are less important. Preposition, Shabda Yogi where, on, with, right? On, with, from, to, under, over, above. These are prepositions. They are not important. They are not as important as nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. Similarly, was and where, am, is, are important, but they are not important as nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs. So when we speak English, and when we want to speak English clearly and concisely and precisely, we need to understand that certain words are more important than certain other words. Nouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs are more important than prepositions and articles and helping verbs like was and were, will and shall, may and might, must, etc., etc. Right? So I said to the teacher, you know, why did you read the nursery rhyme like this? Jack and Jill. Do you think and is important? So that and is so important? Jack, there are three words, Jack and Jill. Which two words are more important than the third one? Can you tell me?
And, sir.
Yeah?
Sir, third word is and, is conjunction.
Third word, Jack and Jill. Jack is number one, and is number two, Jill is number three. Jack is the name of a person, Jill is the name of a person, right? So they are nouns in a sense. And is a conjunction. So do you think and is as important as Jack and Jill? Yeah?
Yes. Yes, sir.
And is as important as Jack and Jill?
But not be
No, sir,
more.
only conjunction with Jack and Jill.
So which two words are more important?
Jack and Jill.
Jack is important, Jill is important. They are names of people. And is important, but it is not as important as Jack and as Jill, right? So
Yes,
I
sir.
said, you said Jack and Jill, but please remember, we don't say Jack and Jill, we say Jack and Jill, and becomes un. Jack and Jill. Do we say bread and butter or bread and butter? Do
Bread and butter.
we say bread and butter or do we say bread and butter?
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Contraction form. Yes, sir.
Pardon?
Sir, contraction form. Contraction, sir, theory.
No, it's not a contraction. Bread and butter. There are three words. Bread is one, and is two, butter is three. But how do I say these three words? Do I say these three words as bread and butter? Or do I say these three words as bread and butter? Which one sounds
Bread
better?
and butter.
Bread and butter. Because and is not very important. It is not as important as bread is. It is not as important as butter is. So I say bread fully. I say butter fully. But I don't need to say and fully. So I just say bread and butter, black and white. So and becomes un, only un. Jack and Jill, bread and butter, black and white, you and I, you and I. If you say bread and butter, Jack and Jill, then people will not understand your English. Maybe in India, some people will understand, but if you go abroad, when you go abroad, people will find it very difficult to understand your English. If you say, I am going to the market to buy bread and butter, will they understand your English?
No, sir.
No.
sir.
You cannot say, I am going to the market to buy some bread and butter. No. So
They're
I'm
actually,
going to the market to buy bread and butter. I'm going to a shop to buy bread and butter. So am is not very important. I is not very important. The word I am going is very important. Shop is important. Market is important. Buy is important. Bread is important. Butter is important. So when you speak it like this. I'm going to the shop to buy bread and butter. I'm going to the shop to buy bread and butter. I'm going to the shop. So you spend more energy and more time on words like shop, go, shop, buy, bread, butter. I spend more time, more force, more energy when I say go, shop, buy, bread, butter. I don't spend so much energy and time and force on the word I, the word am. I don't spend so much time and force energy on ing, right? So I'm going to the shop to buy some bread and butter. So there is some sort of rhythm. Rhythm I think a lay. Do you understand Marathi?
Yes, sir.
Is everyone sitting here? Does everyone sitting here understand some Marathi? I know
Yes,
there
sir.
are
Yes,
sir. Yes, sir.
You know, I think there are some students from other states.
Yes, sir. Other states are UP.
UP, but you understand some Marathi, right?
No, sir.
You don't understand. You understand Hindi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Suppose you say, I am, yum. Many people say yum, I am. Going to a shop to buy. Buy becomes buy. To buy some bread and butter. So we have so many varieties. I'll give you some examples, you know, like for example, in Hindi speaking states like Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh, many people find it very difficult to say a. So when you look at the name of the shop, you see, for example, यहाँ पर बेग मिलेगी, बेग. So how do Hindi speakers pronounce the word bag? They pronounce the word bag as, yes?
Yes, sir.
How do most Hindi speakers pronounce the word bag? Do they say it as bag or do they say it as big?
Bag, sir.
But many Hindi speakers say it as big. Gujaratis say it as big, right?
Yes, sir.
For example, snacks, nashta, snacks is pronounced as snakes in Gujarat. Did you eat snakes? Did you
Sir,
eat snakes?
but sir, they are not correct pronunciation, everyone, because sir, you don't practice for with dictionary in pronunciation, sir.
No, dictionary is useful, but you don't have to depend on a dictionary. You can watch BBC, Animal Planet, National Geographic. There are many good channels, and just listen how they say opportunity. They don't say opportunity. Many Marathi speakers or many Indian speakers say opportunity. It is a very good opportunity. It's not opportunity, it's opportunity. Opportunity.
Yes,
It's
sir.
not pleasant. The weather is very pleasant. It's pleasant, not pleasant, pleasant. Right? It's not career. मैं एग्रीकल्चर में कैरियर बनाना चाहता हूँ. कैरियर. Is it career or career?
Career.
It's career. A bicycle has a carrier. A bicycle has a carrier. 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 A bicycle has a carrier. But a person has a
Career. Yes,
a
sir.
person has a
Career.
career. But many people say, मैं agriculture में career बना रहा हूँ. Career बना रहा हूँ. Not carrier. Career. A bicycle has a carrier. A person has a career. And it's not opportunity, it's opportunity. It's not pleasant, it is pleasant. It's not peasant. Peasant matlab chota farmer. Chota farmer. It's not peasant. Peasant. It's peasant. Peasant. Right? So because we have so many problems. Like for example, once I went to Gujarat and I bought some sweets from a sweet vendor, sweet shop, sweet seller, right? Where did I go?
Gujarat.
I went to Gujarat for some talk, some lecture. And in the evening, I went to a sweet shop. I bought some sweets. And the sweet seller asked me a very funny question. And he used one English word and many Hindi words. He said to me, "Stop, rape kar doon, rape kar doon." What did he want to say? He was a sweet. Yes.
Rap.
Rap spelling.
WRAP.
WRAP is rap. But if you listen, you can listen to Mr. Modi also. You can listen to Mr. Amit Shah. You can listen to most of the Gujarati speakers. They cannot say the sound a. So rap becomes rape. Snacks becomes, the word snacks becomes snakes. So did you have snakes this morning? Did you have snakes or did you have snacks?
Snacks, sir.
Did you have snacks?
Yes. So we had snacks. We didn't have snakes, right? So the word snacks is pronounced as snakes. The word bank is pronounced as bank. The word bag is pronounced as bag. And the word rap is pronounced as rape, right? So the Gujarati sweet seller did not know how to say the word rap because he had heard, many times he had heard the word rape, not rap, because in Gujarat they cannot say rap. So that is Gujarati variety of English. Once I was on a selection committee and we wanted to select a teacher of English, right? And I started asking questions to the boy, to the applicant. How did you come to this place? And the boy said to me, "Sir, I walked." "Oh, you walked? But why did you walk?" "Sir, I missed my bus. I missed my bus." So do you think walked, missed is good pronunciation or poor pronunciation?
Poor pronunciation.
Poor pronunciation.
How do you say WALKED?
Walked.
Walked. Talked. Walked. How do you say MISSED? Do you say it as missed? How do you say? Missed. Missed. MISSED is missed. And MIST is also missed. pronunciations are the same. The pronunciation of M-I-S-T and M-I-S-S-E-D is the same, missed. I missed my bus. I missed my bus. Okay, so we have Marathi English, walked. My father worked in the garden. My mother cooked in the kitchen. And I looked at them. And I missed my bus. So I walked to the school. This is Marathi English. So you say, my father worked in the garden. My mother cooked in the kitchen. And I looked at them. I looked at them. I missed my bus. So I walked to the school. I walked to the school. Right. So Marathi English, Gujarati English, and similarly you have Odia English. Once I went to Bhubaneswar, and the university had invited me to talk to the postgraduate students. Now you are also postgraduate students. Similarly, there were postgraduate students, and the students were from, Bhubaneswar University. And my friend got up and he introduced me. So, my dear students, we are very lucky. We are very lucky. So, how did he pronounce the word lucky? He pronounced it as lucky. We are very lucky because we have an impotent person. Impotent. What is the spelling of important?
Important. IMPORTANT.
IMPORTANT. How do you pronounce it?
Important.
Yes, Mr. Gentleman.
Important.
Important. Important. Important. The word has how many syllables? Important. There are three parts to this word. Important. Important. Which part is stronger? Im or important? Important. Which part is stronger?
Second.
Important.
Okay.
Second part. Second or second?
Second.
Second part.
Is it second part or second part?
Second part.
Second, not
part.
second. Because some people say second. Second. So the second part is stronger than the first part or the third part. Important. So the teacher wanted to say that I was an important person. But how did he say the word important? He said it as impotent. You know the meaning of the word impotent? IMPOTENT. IMPOTENT. You can check it immediately in your digital dictionary.
It's not potential.
It means infertile.
Yeah, that means a person who is not capable of producing children. A person who is not capable of having or producing children. So he wanted to say, I was important, but he did not say I was important. He said I was impotent. So you see how meaning changes. And sometimes it leads to misunderstanding. Your wrong pronunciation can lead to a fight or quarrel or misunderstanding and so on. So we have Marathi English, we have Gujarati English, we have Odia English or Odisha English, we have Marathi, Gujarati, Odia, and we have Hindi English. For example, smile is smile. School is school. Station is station. Where are you going? I am going to the station. I am going to school. Why are you smiling? Why are you smiling? So Hindi speakers, Urdu speakers add the sound E. That sound is not there, but they add it. So smile becomes Ismail, station becomes station, school becomes school, plate becomes pilate, pilate, film becomes film, right? Where are you going? Sir, I'm going to watch a film. I'm going to watch a film, right? So after our class, we are also going to watch a film, Jhund. Have you heard of the movie Jhund?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Who is the director, producer?
Nagaraj Manjole.
Nagaraj Manjule. So after our class, after my talk, we'll stop at 11 o'clock or before 11, and then you can ask me questions. And at 11 o'clock, I'll have my lunch. We'll have our lunch, and 11:30, we'll go to the cinema theater, to the movie theater, because we want to watch Jhund, right? So am I going to watch a film or film?
Film.
Film or film?
Film.
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 Film. We are going to watch a film.
Film.
And after this, after my talk, I will have a plate of food or plate of food.
A plate of food.
A plate of food, not plate of food, right? So we have Hindi, Hindi variety of English, Gujarati variety of English, Odia variety of English, Marathi variety of English. We also have a Malayalam variety of English. For example, once I was in Trivandrum, right? Thiruvananthapuram. Trivandrum is called, in Malayalam it is called Thiruvananthapuram. So I went to Thiruvananthapuram for lectures, and my Malayalam friend said, Professor Patil, you are as good as I am. Is it as or as? How do you pronounce AS?
As.
As.
As. Is it sir or sir?
The.
Sir. As. Sir, not sir. As.
Yes, sir.
Yes, but how is it pronounced?
Edge.
No. As. Zoo. Many people say zoo. I am going to the zoo. I heard a talk by Jheden Patil. Jheden Patil. Not Zn Patil. Zn Patil. Zn Patil. Zebra. Zero. Zoo. Right? Not zoo and zebra and Jheden. Okay? Because Marathi has jha. English doesn't have jha. Right? English has z, zoo, Z-O-O, zoo, Z-N Patil. Zero, not zero. Zero. Zebra, not zebra. So we have so many varieties of English. In Malayalam English, Z is pronounced as sir. So he wanted to say, my friend wanted to say, Professor Patil, you are as good as I am. As good as. But he said, Mr. Patil, you are as good as I am. A-double-S, as. You know, as? As means what? What does it mean? As?
But.
A-double-S? A-double-S? Yeah?
Bum.
What is that? A-double-S.
It's our backside, sir.
Yes? What is A-double-S?
Donkey.
Donkey. So if you say as, if you don't say as, the, and if you say as, sir, then the meaning changes. Professor Patil, you are as I am. You are as good as I am. Means I am an ass, he is an ass. Both of us are asses. He is a donkey, I am a donkey. Because the Malayalam speaker did not say as good as, he said as good as. Right? So we have Malayalam variety of English, Marathi variety of English, Hindi variety of English, Gujarati variety of English, Odia variety of English. Then the government of India sent me to Vietnam for 3.5 years, right? And one day, one of my Vietnamese students was going somewhere, and I asked him, "Excuse me, where are you going?" And he said, "Professor, I am going to die with my girlfriend. Would you like to join us? I am going to die with my girlfriend. Would you like to join us?" What do you think he wanted to say?
Sir, I am going to dine with my girlfriend. Would you like to join us?
Very good. So he wanted to say, "Professor, I am going to dine," means to have dinner. "I'm going to dine with my girlfriend. Would you like to join us?" But he did not say dine. He did not say join. He said die. He said joy. Because in Vietnamese English, they drop the last sound. The last sound in dine is which sound?
In.
Yeah, sound,
In.
sound, not spelling, not letter. Sound, dine. What is the last sound in dine?
N,
Uh,
sir. N.
Not N. N is a letter. Sound, sound.
N, sir.
No, it's not N. N is a letter, sir. N is a letter. There is a difference between letter and sound. How many letters are there in English?
26,
26. How many sounds are there in English?
44.
44. So does it mean letters and sounds are different or same?
They are
Different, sir.
Difference.
They are
Different, sir.
different. For example, let's look at this sentence. The fat father, you can write down this sentence if you like. The fat, F-A-T, fat, father, F-A-T-H-E-R, narrated, N-A-R-R-A-T-E-D, the fat father narrated the tale means story, T-A-L-E, of the fallen, F-A-L-L-E-N, fallen, angel, A-N-G-E-L. Angel, you know, Devdut. The fat father narrated the tale of the fallen angel. Please look at the letter A. How many times does the letter A appear in this sentence?
Ha,
How many times does the letter A occur in this sentence? How many times the fat father narrated the tale of the fallen angel? How many times?
7 times.
7 times, sir.
7 times. 7, correct. Good. The letter A appears 7 times in the sentence. The fat father narrated the tale of the fallen angel. How is A in fat pronounced?
I pronounce.
How is A in fat pronounced? Very good. How is A in father pronounced?
Ah,
A in fat, A in father, narrated, N,
oh,
narrated, rated. It is A,
A, sir. A,
yeah,
sir.
like today. We don't say today, we say today, or stay, station. We don't say station, station. We don't say stay, we say stay, right? So today, so, and tail is very similar to a. Okay, so how many sounds does it have in this sentence? A in fat, A in father, A in no, A in red, and again A in tail, and O in fallen. We don't say falan, falan, because in some states fallen is said as falan. Fallen. It's not fallen, it's fallen. O. So A in fat, A in father, A in no, A in red, A again in tail, and O in fallen, and A again in angel. So how many sounds does it have?
Five sound. Five
Five
sounds, sir.
sounds. Very good. The letter A occurs 7 times in this sentence, and it has 5 different sounds: A, A, O. So what does it mean? It means there are 26 letters, but there are 44 sounds. One letter can have 5 different or more than 5 different sounds, right?
Yes, sir.
So what were we talking about? We were talking about varieties of English. Like in Vietnamese variety of English, yeah, can you, Mr. Moderator, hello, can you switch off your video, sir? Can you switch off your video, sir? Hello, can you switch off your video, because I can see everything. You're talking to somebody. Okay. So what were we talking about? We were talking about pronunciation.
Variety of English.
Varieties of English. So we have Gujarati variety, Marathi variety, Kashmiri variety, Odia variety, Bengali variety, Malayalam variety, Tamil variety, Gujarati variety, and so on and so forth. Similarly, we have Vietnamese variety. In Vietnamese variety, the last sound, the sound is not N. N is a letter. The sound is N. N sound. Right? N is a letter. N is a sound. M is a letter. M is a sound. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is the last sound in dine? What is the last sound in dine?
A.
Huh?
Oh, sir.
No,
The-
sir. No.
No. What is the last sound in join?
No.
No again. No again. Okay. In Vietnamese variety of English, they drop the last sound. They drop no, or whichever sound occurs in the end of the, towards the end or in the end of the word. Okay, so there are many varieties of English. Now, we have about half an hour. So would you like to ask questions, or would you like me to talk for some more time, 10 minutes or so?
Yes, sir. Staff,
Yeah?
listen. Yes, sir. Listen you, sir.
Okay, you want to listen to me. Okay.
Yes.
Sometimes, for example, you are from Orissa and you are talking to people in Orissa, you don't have any problem because you are from Orissa and your listener is from Orissa, right?
Yes, sir.
You are from Orissa, your listener is from Orissa. So you will not have any problem communicating with him, and he will not have any problem understanding you, because your mother tongue is the same. The speaker is Odia, the listener is Odia, the speaker's English is Odia English, the listener's English is Odia English. So will it be easy for both of you to understand or difficult?
Easy, sir. Understand.
Easy. You know, because you are Odia, he is Odia, your mother tongue is Odia, his mother tongue is Odia, you are speaking Odia variety of English, he is listening to Odia variety of English. So it will not be difficult for both of you to understand. It will be easy for you to understand. But suppose you are from Odisha, your mother tongue is Odia, your English is Odia English, Odia variety of English, and you go to England, you go to London, right? And you say to an Englishman, right? You say to an Englishman, Mr. John, you are an impotent person, impotent person. Can you say that?
No,
Will you
sir.
say
You are important person.
you are an important person, important, important. If you are your English is Odia English and you are in London and your listener is Boris Johnson. You know Boris Johnson? Who is he? What is he? Boris Johnson?
President of England.
Yes.
He's President of England.
Are you sure?
Okay, sir.
President or Prime Minister? President or Prime Minister?
President.
Sir, you are a postgraduate student and you need
He's
to
Prime
know,
Minister, sir. Prime Minister.
you need to know the political system in England, in America, in India. Russia has a president, Ukraine has a president, America has a president, China has a president as well as a prime minister, India has a president, and the president in India is different from the prime minister of India. We have a prime minister, we have a president, two people. Putin is a president, Zelensky is the president, Joe Biden is the president. In America, they don't have a prime minister. They just have a president. In India, we have a president and a prime minister, two separate people, different people. So suppose you go to Boris Johnson, right? And you say to Mr. Boris Johnson, your English is Odia English, and you are talking to Boris Johnson, he is the Prime Minister of England, and you say, Mr. Boris Johnson, you are an impotent person. Your wife is also an impotent person. What will happen? What will happen?
I'll
Yes,
get
sir.
arrested.
Yes. What will happen?
Sir, pronunciation is different, sir.
No. If you say to Boris Johnson and his wife, Mr. Johnson, you are an impotent person and your wife is also impotent. What?
Third World War begins.
Yeah? Please say something. Will
Third World War.
it be a happy situation or unhappy situation? Yes, sir.
तीसरा महायुद्ध शुरू होगा सर.
क्या? तीसरा महायुद्ध शुरू होगा. How do you say that? It will lead to, or it will cause a third world war. Not really, but Boris Johnson and his wife will not be happy. Will they be happy?
No, sir.
They will not be happy because you are calling them impotent. You are not calling them important. If you tell them that they are important, they will be happy. If you tell them they are impotent, they will be unhappy because your pronunciation is different. Your pronunciation is not okay. It is okay within Odisha. It is not okay when you go to London and talk to Mr. Boris Johnson, right? So, there are so many other things that we can talk about. I will tell you a couple of things and then stop, and you can ask questions after that. Okay. Now, clarity is very important. Clarity is very important. Your pronunciation should be clear. Your pronunciation should be clear, right? You cannot, for
Yes.
example, people cannot understand if you speak like this. I have been teaching English for a long time now, and I'm going to talk to you very soon. If you talk like this, your speech will not be clear. Your speech will be unclear. So your speech should be needs, your speech should be clear, must be clear. Otherwise, your listener, your hearer, your addressee will find it very difficult to understand what you are saying, right?
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
So, you know, something very serious happened some 30 years ago, right? This is a real thing. This is a fact. I'm going to tell you a fact, something which happened in Delhi. So one plane, one aircraft was coming down into Delhi airport, right? One aircraft, one plane was descending, was coming down into Delhi airport, and another plane was going up in the sky. One plane was from Kazakhstan, and one plane was from Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Arabian plane had nearly 400 passengers. How many?
400, sir.
Yes, there were two planes. One plane was coming down, one plane was going up. The Kazakhstan plane was coming down, the Saudi plane was going up. And the Saudi plane had 400 people in it or on it. And they were talking to the air traffic controller in Delhi airport. They were talking to the two captains, the two pilots were talking to the air traffic controller at Delhi airport. But the air traffic controller's English was Indian English. The Kazakhstan pilot's English was Kazakh English. And the Saudi pilot's English was Arab English. So there were three varieties of English: Arab English, Indian English, and Kazakh English. And they could not understand each other. Within 1 or 2 minutes, the two planes, the Kazakhstan plane and the Saudi plane, collided. They collided and both the planes crashed and all passengers died. All the passengers on board the Saudi Arabian plane died. And the captain of the Kazakh plane and the crew members of the Kazakh plane also died. So nearly 425 people died because the captains, the pilots could not understand the different varieties of English: Indian variety, Kazakh variety, and Saudi variety. So clarity is very important. You must speak clearly. You must speak clearly, right? Do you
Yes, sir.
understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now it's
Sir,
now it's 1:40, so we have 20 minutes for questions and answers. Please
Sir.
ask questions, or please tell us your experience. Yes.
Sir, how to pronounce world?
Hmm?
How to pronounce world, sir? World. WORLD.
World. No, world. Some people say world. Some people say world. There are so many poor people in the world. Is it world or world?
World.
World, sir.
R is silent.
Yes, sir. World.
The R is silent. We don't pronounce the R sound there or R letter there, R sound there. We don't say world, we say world. We don't say girl. Do we say girl?
Girl.
No, sir. Girl.
Girl. Girl. Bird. B-I-R-D. Bird. G-I-R-L. Girl. W-O-R-L-D. World. Not world. Yes. Yes, please. Ask questions, please. If you don't speak, your spoken English will not improve at all. Don't worry about mistakes of grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation. Just start talking. Start talking. Say
Sir,
something.
every country has their own accent, sir.
Yes, every country. England also has, and Britain also has accent. For example, we have British variety, Irish variety, Welsh variety. So in some parts of Britain, husband is pronounced as husband, money is pronounced as muni, and bus is pronounced as bus. They have varieties. But when you learn a foreign language, you learn one standard, so-called standard variety. Would you like to learn husband and muni and bus, or would you like to learn husband and money and bus as a foreign language? As a foreign language.
Standard
Yeah.
language.
Yeah, so-called standard language. There is nothing like standard language. We make a language a standard language. They say that BBC English or London variety of English is the standard variety of English. But there is nothing like good English or bad English. Irish English is good. British English, English is good. So there are so many varieties. But when we learn a foreign language, we choose one standard, and that standard is now the London variety of English, right? Like in Marathi, we think that Puneri Marathi is standard Marathi. Kolhapuri variety is different. Khandeshi variety is different, right? Amravati variety, Vidarbha variety is different. So when we produce teaching materials, learning materials, which variety of Marathi do we have? Puneri, Kolhapuri, Khandeshi, or Vidarbhiya?
Puneri.
Puneri. Does it mean Puneri Marathi is better than Khandeshi Marathi? Does it mean so?
Yes, sir. It is.
No. We select one variety because we have to choose one variety. We cannot have a textbook in Khandeshi Marathi and Kolhapuri Marathi and Vidarbha Marathi and Konkani Marathi and so on. We cannot have the same textbook in so many languages. Can you have the same textbook in Khandeshi Marathi, Puneri Marathi, Kolhapuri Marathi, Amravati Marathi? Can you have?
No, sir.
Yes.
No, sir.
You cannot have the same textbook in so many varieties because it's very difficult. It's a problem. It's a matter of money and time and energy and so on and so forth. So you select one variety, but that does not mean that Puneri Marathi is better than Khandeshi Marathi. No. Puneri Marathi is standard. Khandeshi Marathi is also standard. Kolhapuri Marathi is also good. No variety is poor. No variety is rich. No variety is better. No variety is richer. No variety is poor. All varieties are equal. But because we cannot have textbooks in all these varieties, we choose one variety. And that variety happens to be Puneri variety. That's it. You cannot say Puneri Marathi is better than Khandeshi Marathi. No. Yeah.
Sir,
Yes.
how can we make generalized form of English which comfortable to all over the world?
How can we?
Make generalized form of English.
You see, you don't have to speak like an Englishman. You don't need to talk or speak like an Englishman. But your English should not be Marathi English or Malayalam English or Kashmiri English. Your English should be easy for everyone from any part of the world to understand. Your listener may be from Africa, your listener may be from Europe, your listener may be from America, your listener may be from Asia, but your English should be easy for all these people, Africans, Americans, Australians, Europeans, Asians. They should find it easy to understand. You don't need to speak like English people, no. Yeah.
Their accent is different, so how they can understand, sir?
Pardon?
Their accent is different, so how can they understand?
No, if your accent is Indian accent, they will understand. But if your accent is Odia accent, Tamil accent, Malayalam accent, Gujarati accent, they will not understand. So Indian English, standard Indian English, not Marathi and Hindi and Telugu and Tamil and Malayalam English, no. Indian English. If your English, like my English is Indian English. My English is not Marathi English. So I have friends in many countries in the world. They don't find my English difficult to understand. They understand my English very easily because my English is not Malayalam or Marathi or Tamil or Telugu English. It's Indian English, right? So you need to speak Indian English, not Hindi English. It is very edgy. If you say, like many speakers from Hindi belt, from Uttarakhand and UP, they say, it is very edgy. It is very edgy. Oh, maybe people in India will understand, but people in America and people in Europe will find it very difficult to understand because it's very easy. It is very easy. Easy. People will understand if you say it is very easy. But if you say it is very edgy, it is very edgy, they will not understand. So you need to develop Indian variety of English. You can use Indian variety of English anywhere in the world and people will understand. Right? That is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Sir, I want to learn English. So how can I start from where?
Now, as I said, you need to watch and listen to BBC channel. You have BBC channel at home?
Yes, sir.
So every day I would suggest every day you please listen to or watch BBC channel for 1 hour, for an hour, and listen to how they pronounce words. They don't say opportunity, they say opportunity. They don't say pleasant, they say pleasant. They don't say my career, they say my career, right? They don't say familiar, they say familiar, familiar. So listen to the news reader and try to speak like that news reader. Like, I don't know whether you know that there is a channel called, there is a channel called WION. Do you know that there is a channel called WION, WION?
I know, sir.
Yeah.
I know, sir.
Yeah. Who is the, do you know the name of the lady news reader? What's her name?
No, sir. I don't watch it, but I
WION, WION, WION channel. It's also
Is it-
called Gravitas. WION, WION. And the news reader, one of the news readers is Palki Sharma Upadhyay. Palki Sharma Upadhyay. Her name is Palki Sharma Upadhyay. Her English is very good, Indian English, but very clear. Everybody from any part of the world can easily understand her English. Palki Sharma Upadhyay's English. Watch WION channel, WION. Watch BBC channel and listen to them carefully. And you will say, oh, she did not say opportunity, she said opportunity. Oh, she did not say pleasant, she said pleasant. Right? Watch, listen, practice. Watch, listen, practice, and use a good dictionary. Yeah, we have a few minutes, maybe 3-4 minutes.
sir, practicing English without grammar, is it good or
Without grammar in the sense?
yeah?
Without grammar in the sense, you cannot speak English without grammar, any language without grammar. For example, hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
My mobile is going to switch off because it's very hot. The mobile has become hot. Hello?